Good morning to you. Thank you very much. The tension between India and Pakistan over Kashmir is causing a lot of anxiety for many Asian families in this country. Qassim Afzal and his father Mohammed live in Manchester. They're very concerned about their relatives living in Pakistan, and they join us this morning. Good morning to you. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Tell us first, Qassim, when did you last speak to your relatives and what did they say to you?
Well, actually I spoke to them last night in Lahore, and they were quite concerned about the current situation between India and Pakistan over Kashmir, and it looks quite imminent that there could be significant conflict between the two. Family did mention that actually there was military activity taking place closer to their areas with basically ammunition dumps, etc. And so the circumstances look very, very tense, and there could be conflict, and they were extremely worried. And that's obviously has reflected here with ourselves, that we're in a sort of a major concern that if something does happen, then the danger of casualties looks quite significant. So I think we're worried across the border here as well. And we hope that the aggression that's been put forward will soon phase away like it's happened before. But as you heard this morning in the news as well, that Vajpayee said that they are ready to attack. That means it's putting Pakistan in a defensive position. My brother-in-law said, well, Pakistan has to be ready and prepared for that. But I think the overall sentiment is they don't want a conflict. They feel there should be a peaceful way forward and somehow resolve the situation which is stemming from Kashmir itself.
Mohammed, Qassim was saying that there have been tensions in the past. We have come to blows in the past. We've seen wars in the past. Does this feel any different this time to you?
I think it does. The tension is much greater. Even Tony Blair said this morning, I think, back off with the UK embassy closing down in Pakistan and coming back here. I think this is very significant. I think maybe the US is doing the same. I don't think that's happened before. The military build-up is much greater than before, and from what I hear, I think there's about a million Indian soldiers at the border, and there's more tension on the Punjab side. With Maqbooza Kashmir, and there's already tension there as well. Okay. And I think the greater worry is that both countries are now nuclear powers, which they weren't before the Shimla Agreement. A conventional war is really, I would say, secondary, because I think both countries would try to get the maximum they could out of this, and the danger is if there is a nuclear war there, then we in Britain and the rest of the world are going to be engulfed in this global situation, like Chernobyl or Hiroshima.
Yes.
I think it is very dangerous, yes.
If I could just ask Mohammed, how do you feel about all this talk of perhaps a nuclear conflict? Is there anything the international community can do to try to get the two sides at least to come together and talk?
Well, I have my one sister in Karachi and his family, and the other sister in Rawalpindi and his family, and the rest of my family and many friends. I'm really worried, and deep down I think it's too much to fight between two countries. Both sides will be casualties and all.
Yeah, I think my dad also would like to stress that I think Britain, United Nations, US should be involved here. I think there has to be mediation. Someone like Kofi Annan should be brought into it, where to bring both countries sit down together and work out the problem, because it's not a bilateral problem, it's trilateral. You've got the rest of the world, India and Pakistan as well. So we can't isolate this as two countries having a conflict. The world has to take action, and they need to sort out the problem of Kashmir. The article was set by the United Nations, and I think the United Nations resolution has to be implemented. The situation is globally dangerous.
Okay, Qassim, Mohammed, we'll talk to you a little bit later. For the moment, thank you very much for joining us from Manchester this morning.